Howdy, and welcome back. My name is Oatmealant, and this is Let's Play EU4 Japan. If you're just tuning in, I do recommend checking out the earlier part of the series, but as a brief recap, trying to play as peacefully as possible as Japan, while still managing to get to rank 1. The plan that I've had is to come over here and colonize the New World, and these are my vassals. I'm in the process of annexing the Zapotec, and hopefully will annex these eventually, if it's important. I'm using North America as a place to increase my force limit, place to build troops, and eventually a jumping point over here to Africa, which I will then maybe use into Europe. But I'm facing the decision now whether or not to gain my first rank by conquering all of Asia, or gain my first rank by taking out the competitors for first rank, which are going to be Spain, France, and Austria. Either way, I think it's very important that I westernize. So I've played it, like I said, as peacefully as possible, so we're in the process of westernizing, hence the -3 stability. And it's going, well, it's very expensive to increase stability when you're in the westernization. As you can see, there's a modifier here. Increases it by quite a bit. So as soon as I can pick up 3 stability, which will cost 840, which is underneath my limit, I'll go ahead and pick up the 3 stability. But eventually I'm hopeful that I'll be able to take on the European powers. I picked up this province here, Sierra Leone, with the thought that I'd attack the Mali. I still could fabricate a claim on one of their provinces and attack them to take their 7,000 gold that they have. They're allied with Morocco, and Morocco has quite a bit higher, better of military level, so I'm not sure if I'll actually go ahead and attack the Mali, but I might. So let's just get started, for those of you that aren't just joining me. So you remember from last time, I'm building up a large enough military on this side of the map to take over to my African colony. I have 10 cogs here. I'm gonna maybe take 2 of these troops and the 4 cannons that come from here and send them over to the African colony. And I'm running at a deficit every month. That's the plan. I'd like to be running at more of a deficit than this. So the decision is either to make another colony. I could pull the colonist out of... Oh, I see. My colonist hasn't arrived yet, so I will have another colony. And that'll create the deficit that I'm looking for. So if you remember, perhaps 5 videos back, before I westernized, I got the Suka law, which allowed me to have stronger missionaries and less Western influence. I'm not buying any administrative technology because all of my administrative points are going to be going into stability. So I suspect it's probably best if I just go ahead and follow the Suko law. When are these going to be done? Not too long. Okay, well, my peace treaty with the Iroquois should be expiring soon, but I doubt they'll have replenished their money. Yeah, I think I think a war with the Mali is what's in order. I've been improving my relationship with France in hopes that they'll get an alliance with me, because I guess I'll go all the way to 100 relations with France, because that's part of how you can increase your score. It increases your your diplomatic rank, rather, to have strong allies. Now, I suspect that France is stronger than me, so because France is stronger than me, they'll get less of a benefit for being my ally than I'll get for being their ally. Plus, I just like to be allies with France. They get in all sorts of fun wars. Like whatever war they're in right now. Yeah, that's what I was more hopeful about, running this deficit at about 20 or so, and I think that that will kick in as soon as that other colonist arrives in Senti. Now I'm about to finish annexing the Zapotec, which means that I'm going to be spending my diplomatic power converting them to Japanese, because I don't want the revolt risk that comes along with being not Japanese. Westernizing's so expensive. Okay. Well, I think it's the only way to get into the game is Japan, so I'm gonna remember to send him back to the Philippines to collect taxes. So let's see, he's... Did 2 of my merchants leave? Did all of my merchants just leave there? Sure, I had 1 here to collect taxes. And probably 1 here to collect taxes. So the annexation of the Zapotec is complete. I'll go and deal with the errant merchants in just a little bit. So these troops I can keep. I'm not within my force limit, so I'm going to go ahead and keep them. I'm going to send them out of here because there should be some revolt risk here. It only takes 10 diplomatic power, which is not the one that I'm so starved for. I really need the administrative power. So it only takes 10 diplomatic power to convert each of these to Japanese. Oh no. They have a claim and a casus belli. Rats. Well, I don't really feel like I need them quite as much at this point. So we're gonna go and convert all these Zapotecs to nice Japanese folk. Maybe we'll do it the way the British tried to do Australia and breed them out, but something tells me that that would take a lot longer than 13 years. So there must be some other way of getting them to be your culture. Something a bit more peaceful. Well, not peaceful. I guess that was pretty peaceful the way the British handled it, but a little quicker. Okay, so this guy is in... Oh no, he's still not here yet. What am I gonna do with this diplomat? Probably... Guess I'll do that. And then this heavy ship doesn't need to be there. He can instead come over here to my heavy ship fleet. Or cog fleet. So So they had some boats here, the Zapotec, when I annexed them. I think this diplomat's probably going to... I see, I had a diplomat collecting trade over in the Caribbean. No, I think it's really better for him to collect from the Philippines. Maybe I didn't have it. That's right, I didn't have a merchant collecting over here. The value of the trade note's actually low compared to the value of... since I'm already collecting trade from there just because it's my home province. The value of this trade note is actually kind of... well... these guys sending it all off to Seville. I guess it's not very good. Mexico's probably a thing now. Still no. It's all outgoing. I could send it to home. That'd be good. I could send the merchant here instead of here. So we're gonna go ahead and recall. And in 8 days we're gonna send him to the Mexico trade trade node. See how Mexico trade node's pretty darn big. It goes straight to Japan. Well, I assume that goes to Japan. The California trade node always sends to the Mexico trade node. So we just want to make sure that all the money from here goes to Japan. So we're going to transfer trade power. Good. These provinces have been cored. Oh, okay, so now we get to see, yeah, minus 26 per month because of the colonial maintenance. Yeah, is very steep due to having all these extra, but that still gives me what? 100 months? Is that gonna be enough? Honestly, I don't know. I wonder if this diplomat could go over to the Mali and fabricate a claim on them so that I could get their 7,000 gold. That seems pretty tasty, doesn't it? So I can fabricate a claim. This does count as neighboring, even though this is just a colony. So I'm actually gonna do that. I'd like their ivory producing land, but I'm not really interested in taking their land. Just their gold. However, if they have someone I can release as a vassal... No. Doesn't look like I necessarily have that much time. As soon as France is... As soon as France is ready, they could declare on them at any time. So I'm really close to being able to make an alliance with France. I could just get my diplomatic reputation a little higher. Sometimes there's an advisor that does that. I guess not right now. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do with this diplomat... Four, 6, there should be 10 cogs here. 10, okay. So let's head over to Mali, or to Sierra Leone. And this diplomat... It's crazy that diplomat time is the limiting factor here. Go ahead and fabricate a claim on Gabu. Take all their money. How long until this claim is fabricated? Not long. 40 days, 5%, so times 20, 800 days. Oh, I guess actually, yeah, kind of a long time. Looks like I can still pick up this administrative tech, but I'm not going to. And I can pick up 2 stability, but not quite 3. Still ways away from 3. Now I don't know if that's going to be enough troops to take out the Mali. So there's no reason to have these 4 troops here. These troops could conceivably be over here to deal with the revolts that I might have. Don't really see that being a huge problem, but I'll just say that's why they're there. Go pick up those 4 troops. I'm not gonna have any navy over there because Morocco definitely has a better navy than I could muster over on this side of the world. Let's see. Just wish I could westernize. If only, if only. Okay. So minus some administrative power, an army reformer. He's an army reformer, so he's gonna leave. Okay. I can gain a stability. I haven't had this event before. My lord, one of your advisors suggested selling off titles to the nobility to anyone who could afford to pay. This would bring a lot of money. But would you value the idea of nobility? Nobility cannot be bought, particularly not for a small fraction of my treasury. Free stability! So because I got that free stability, I'm gonna go ahead and bump stability up now so that I could start gaining westernization points. I'll even bump it up further. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably even bump it up further because it would cut the time in half. But I need this war with the Mali. How long until I can do the war with the Mali? Because I'm going to run out of money. I don't know if it's the best idea to spend all my money on colonies, but if I can unify this coast, it's only 3 more provinces. Well, and some provinces up here, but... Aw, Connecticut doesn't have a coastal border in this world. Wow. Narragansett instead. The Connecticut border, and where the Connecticut border would have been is considered part of Manhattan here with the Sound. Well, okay. I should have a fleet. Yeah, here it is. So this is my fleet that I've been stationing in the Taiwan Strait for such a long time in case any of these Chinese powers decided to get uppity, but they've been just forever plagued by their own revolts and their own problems. They haven't had any of the stability needed to even pose a minor threat to me across the strait. Ah, I forgot about the other merchant. He should go and collect trade from the Philippines. Probably. We did the math here one time. Wish I could make it so that it had no outgoing, but I'm already collecting trade from here. It's my capital. So I'm gonna go ahead and send him to the Philippines. I'm not 100% sure it was worth it to do this colony in Flores, but it is going to be the profitable colony. Whereas these colonies over in the States, they are just for troops. But check this out. I finally have... Oh, it doesn't change at all at 0 stability. I thought it did. I misread that. So I need to get to positive stability in order to start westernizing. Okay. Oh, well, Chinaware being produced in Flores. That's awesome. So that's the colony over in the Philippines I just showed you. And if that's making Chinaware, that not only is going to solidify my trading in Chinaware bonus, but it's also pretty profitable. So that's good. Come on over to Africa. A Japan-controlled Africa. I doubt the Southeast Asian presence in Africa was strong until about 10 years ago when China started to take an interest. So I can gain prestige in exchange for money. That's not so bad. Or I can gain administrative power in exchange for prestige and legitimacy. Well, my legitimacy is increasing every year. I do have an heir with a strong claim, so if I did die, that wouldn't be so bad. I go ahead and pick up the administrative power. I'll need quite a bit more in order to gain this other stability, but... Oh my goodness. 27 French ships. The vast majority of them light ships. I do not want a border with France. You can see that France must have taken this in the war with Spain. As long as France and Spain are at each other's throats. Will you make an alliance with me yet? Still no. Slaves? I would have much preferred ivory. Not only are slaves less valuable than ivory, but that also means that I'm trading in slaves. Wonder if there are any bad events that are like specific to countries that have like trade in slaves. Okay, I'm gonna get these ships out of here. Send them home because I don't want them to die if I lose this province. The way colonies work is if they're still in this colonizing phase, if an enemy walks over it, they immediately occupy it. And I have a feeling that would be bad for ships. So that's kind of problematic. I don't want to lose the stability, but I don't really have the troops to beat 6 noble regiments in Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe, sorry. Alright, 8 noble regiments. Gee. Noble regiments are almost always horses. Cavalry of some form. But I'd much rather lose military power than administrative power, which is effectively what the... I'm gonna go ahead and ignore their demands. So I did lose, and they do have horses. And see how they auto-occupied it. So I need to see what happens here. They're fighting for increased privileges. See, I'd lose a lot of money if I accepted their demands. So I do have to beat them, eventually. So I'm gonna send these troops. I should have 10... I'm gonna send these 3 and these 6 over there. in the boats that I sent back over here. How far along are you? You're 69% done? Oh no, he's been discovered. So now he's only 57% done. And I got aggressive expansion penalty, I believe. When you get discovered, you get aggressive expansion penalty. Well, all of my Mexican provinces should be Shinto Japan now. Oh no, it looks like there's still a couple of Zapotec, at least one. This one. Oh, that's okay. What that means is that I don't need any troops over here. That reactionary should fall off at the end of the month, because now that they're Japanese. I'm gonna wait till the end of the month, because at the beginning of each month is when they heal, when the boats heal. So if you're gonna be in dock if you just arrived on like the 31st, you should stay until the 1st, even if you could have left, as long as, because that'll let you heal. You heal on that single day. You don't heal every day over the course of the days. Santee is producing grain. Well, I don't really care what it produces as long as it makes troops. Troops that I'm gonna need. Okay, so we've cored Manhattan, which means that all of this should be within our colonial range now if we wanted it to be. Yeah. Even this Greenland point, which Norway is getting its ass handed to it. Well, if Great Britain takes Norway, they're definitely going to be interested in taking this point up here. And if they take this point up here, hopefully a couple of colonists get stuck over in Greenland, but eventually they're going to come this way. Now, I don't have as much of a qualm with having a border with Great Britain, because Great Britain wasn't very high on this ledger over here, so I'm not going to have to declare on them, and I'd much rather declare on someone, one of my peer competitors, for first rank when I have the ability to beat them. As far as Great Britain, I don't really see Great Britain as being that big of like an invasion force. They're much more of like a nuisance. So yeah, I'm not that worried. Okay, wish me luck in this fight. Oh, balls. I could have assigned a general. I'm gonna do that. This is my leader. I don't really know if I want my leader to be... I'd much rather my heir. I like my leader. Still gonna do it, though. I think this is going to be a close fight. I'm going to have the beach landing penalty. It's going to be it's going to be 9 on 8. They're going to have horses. They are going to be rebels, so they'll have lower morale, but yeah, it'll be close. Yeah, it was close, if you were watching. For those of you who were watching, that was actually quite close. And maybe having a leader did make the difference. I should have my causes belli on the Mali soon. Definitely want to attack them before France gets any ideas. They're in a coalition against France, which is maybe one of the reasons that France isn't attacking them, because then everyone in that coalition, which includes Spain and Austria, would jump in. So that's probably why they're not. You can pick up a diplomatic tech. Definitely want to pick up a stability, though. pick it up in 3 months. No. Yeah, 3 months. Diplomatic tech I'm not going to pick up for 2 reasons. One, I'm about to declare war, and I want to have the diplomatic tech to make peace. But maybe I ought to. Oh. Inflation is becoming an increasing problem. Oh, no, it's not. My economy has grown such that my inflation is not actually increasing at any rate. So I'm going to go ahead and gain the inflation. Stability is so valuable at this point. And I really don't mind if I gain some enemies over here in Bungo, or... Yeah, well, it's got to be pronounced Bungo. Because I have a lot of troops over here. I'm not going to give a leader to that one. He should be fine. And I really don't want my current leader to die. Now, will you make an alliance with me yet? Still no. Well, I'm going to keep trying. Once I make an alliance with them, they'll be my friends. They do get into a lot of wars, so they'll probably call me into a lot of wars, but I don't really care. Okay, I have the CB against Mali. As soon as this guy gets back, I'll go ahead and try to take their money. Let me just make sure that they still have all that money. Yep, they still have 8,200 some odd monies. Since I'm still spending money quite quickly, I plan on taking that money from them. Let's check out how Asia's doing. Looks like the Ortot Horde is still strong, which is actually good for me because they're balancing against these potential other strengths. Persia is pretty strong. That's fine. Yeah. Asia's Asia. Not really my priority at this point. This cape is still here. But I don't have a border with Portugal right now. See, they don't hate me. So I'm going to try to not have a border with Portugal. I might keep this border if Spain takes this province. I definitely would keep this because I already have a border with Spain, but the moment that France moves into Suriname, I'll be selling this province to anyone who will buy it. I'm surprised the Inca are still around. I would declare on them again to steal their money, but they don't have very much money. Yeah, they don't have any money. So, I'm not going to worry about that. They must have gotten to the technological point where they can build buildings, and that's when they lose money, is when they start improving. I really don't know when they lose money. Yeah, Sierra Leone has definitely been a high revolt situation, so even though I have 20 troops over here, I'm probably going to have to leave 5 there. I honestly... Oh, no, they left the coalition against France. I guess France is a little bit... occupied at this point. Well, I don't think that a lot of my income is coming from tariffs at this point. Yeah, see, tariffs is only 2, so... I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the corrupt viceroys. 68 days I can declare on. Yeah, it's fun that Japan controls unami, which is that Japanese word for the savory flavor. None of my colonies are close to completion, unfortunately. But I have been wasting time. I could have boosted stability a while back and started on the westernization process. One per month. Sierra Leone gained some population. Great. Sierra Leone's definitely the one that I want to finish because it's the super high aggressiveness and relatively strong ferocity. Okay, my diplomat's free. Gonna create a new unit. 5, maybe 6 for good measure. Then I'm gonna go ahead and declare war. They are allied with Morocco, so there's an off chance that this turns out very poorly for me. But the chance of getting 7,000 gold is really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and dow on them. So far, Morocco hasn't jumped in. They are blockading Sierra Leone. Morocco still hasn't jumped in, and they're no longer allied with Morocco, so if we go in and check, they have a dishonored call. Against Morocco, so that means that Morocco said no, which is good. I should probably pretty easily win this war now. I'm going to take these provinces first, the ones that I can't see, so that I can see if they're trying to send a really large troop stack in on Sierra Leone. They're not militarily incompetent. They're not as bad as, say, Native American tribes that we were fighting before. So this should be an easy war, but not a complete gimme. So I can see all these provinces. I know they have no troops there. So I'm going to go ahead and break off and just start the sieging processes. Now, did that give me enemy of an enemy, declared war on an enemy? Will you accept an alliance with me? Oh, not while I'm at war. But as soon as I'm out of this war, I got the declared war on an enemy positive, so that's good. And I should be able to get them to... Jeez. They really love hitting you with this BS, don't they? Well, I'm glad I didn't buy that Diplotech. Oh no, I wasn't paying any attention and might actually lose this battle. Or not. Somehow. Where are they making a shattered retreat to? To Brune. I don't know where that is, but... Trading in cotton, trading in tobacco, trading in tea, trading in cotton, trading in tobacco. Honestly, I have no idea why that happens. That feels like a bug or a glitch or something. Okay, I'm gonna come from this direction because these guys are getting a little low. So gauge 16 manpower in Santa Fe. Japan gets military funding, or Senti rather. Well, I did say that I wanted to use North America for military purposes. I don't really know about national manpower modifier going up for 2 months. 16 manpower could be good. Better than 50 ducats? Probably, because I'm about to gain 7,000 ducats. Excuse me. I do suspect I'll probably be able to extort all of their money from them. So I would get there on the 26th, and they'll get out on the 29th. So yeah, this is good. I don't know why they're losing so hard. I have a feeling this is about how hard I would lose if I tried to fight against any of the European powers at this point. I'm just gonna follow them, try to route them at some point. I told you they're big. They're really big. Should probably go and claim this province as soon as possible because that's the war target. I'll get a ticking war score for controlling that. I forgot, actually. This wasn't a show superiority CB. Thought it was. What to do with this diplomat while I'm waiting? I mean, obviously I can't do a whole lot. Well, I guess I could do something close to home, like start improving relationships with one of these vassals. I could make royal marriages with these two vassals in the time. However, it only seems to take 3 days. I'm getting into multiple royal marriages because if you remember, I wanted to kill off my heir and get a new heir. Also, that increases my legitimacy. There's really no cost to having royal marriages with them because I already have diplomatic relations with them because they're my vassals. So, oh no, I let them get away. I'm trying to chase their troops down. Enemy of an enemy. If I could get Austria's opinion of me up, probably not possible. Yeah. Austria not particularly interested in being my friend. The trek across Africa, I'm surprised I'm not suffering some attrition from something like deep in the jungle or something. I'm gonna go ahead and go here. Reveal some territory. It is getting me prestige revealing this territory, which is good. Oh no. So what happened? I said I wanted my heir to die. Well, not so much anymore because he's my ruler. And I have a Regency Council, which is going to be reducing legitimacy quite a bit. And I lost my stability. Well, that sucks. I guess I could spend a couple months improving relations over here. This one has 2 provinces, so it's next. I'm gonna go ahead and improve relations. As for being in a Regency Council, oh, I guess I don't know where the Mali troops went, so I'm gonna have to come over here and get ready to fight them. Okay, so my relations are completely improved with France. Okay. I will want to go and make an alliance with them as soon as I can, but gee, 18 troops? Looks like they did beat me as well. Oh, that sucks. Sierra Leone's almost done. Once it's done, I can core it and send these troops to go do something. Well, I don't really mind losing the diplomatic power here. This event we've seen before. I could reduce my trade efficiency, and not a lot of my money. Well, quite a bit of my money is actually coming from trade. I'm gonna go ahead and lose the diplo power, gain some mercantilism. There are a few events that you need mercantilism for. And I'm starting to become more of a global player, so... So for 10 years, I'd lose quite a bit of tax. Yeah, I'm not losing stability, that's for sure. In fact, if I can afford another stability right now, I'm gonna boost it. No. I don't know how my leader died. He didn't die in combat. You would have gotten an event saying that he died in combat if he had. So where are they retreating to? Kano. So I still don't know where that is. Which means it's probably up here. Okay, this should be done in... Don't really know how long this is gonna take. Oh, it's done. Well, I still don't know where Kano is, so it must be here. I wonder if they'll run across uncolonized terrain. Oh, there's a lot of land up here in this part of Africa. I've never seen this before. I still can't see it, so it must be down this way. Okay, we're gonna have to start thinking about making peace with these guys. I just want to see how much their money's gonna take, how much peace, how much war score. So if I want all their money, which is all that I don't want anything else of theirs. They don't have anything else of theirs. So I actually can't take all of their money. So I'd have to get to 100% war score. I don't really know if that's worth it. Might have to do multiple wars with them. Looks like they are headed this way. I don't really know. Okay, so I do have some troops located nearby. So if I need to... Oh. I should have some free colonists. Yeah, I just realized that. So with my free colonists, I'm going to colonize these two provinces. I don't have enough troops. Yeah. It's gonna take me back to being significantly negative in money, but that's fine. I'm about to get a lot. I don't know exactly how much, but quite a bit from Mali. They're really big. They're really big and backward. That's why they have so much money. They must have some sort of... They must have a colonial idea or something, because they seem a lot bigger than I thought they'd be. I thought this would be an in and out kind of war, where... Didn't take this long. But they're big. Reminds me of Conrad's Heart of Darkness here too. I'm like running into the heart of Africa, like no clue where I'm headed. Don't know where their big troop stack is. They're not shamanist or animist, so they don't have the fort defense, which was destroying the Native Americans. Portugal really has a hold down here. And they did take Cape, and it's producing gold. Oh my gosh. The income from this single province. Amazing. I don't really know. I'm not gonna make a play for Africa at this point. Portugal's not my competitor as far as the ledger is concerned. Peasants resist westernization. Well, I really don't care if one of my overseas provinces, this is in Mexico, Talactica? Well, I don't really know. I don't really care if it has low tax because it's mostly tariffs. Portugal, you'll see, is not even really that big of a threat. Like, I'll pass Portugal naturally. I probably won't have to go to war with Portugal for that. Even if it is doing better than me currently. I'm actually gonna go and improve relations with France because it's really close. The boundary for them making this alliance with me is really close. So I'm gonna go and improve relations with them to stop the decay. And once I hit 100 again, then the diplomat will come back, and at that point I should be close to wanting to make peace with the Mali, but where are you headed? Shattered retreat to Kissimmee? Here. Well, in order to get there, they'll have to run through my troops. Okay. Okay. We're gonna go and chase them. When they run... Yeah, I don't really know how much more money I'm gonna be able to get from them. Each of these provinces isn't giving me very much. Yeah, it's giving me like 5 or so each, something like that. It's not really enough to... Oh, Gao and Timbuktu. This is where Mansa from. I'm a big Civ 4, not Civ 5, Civ 4 fan. And Mansa is probably the second strongest leader in Civ 4. The first strongest, if you're like willing to use the exploit, is pretty obviously the Incas with their souped up warrior. But Mansa is probably the strongest outside of that. Oh wow, they retreated into the Gold Coast and are now fighting these rebels. Go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna leave 3 troops. Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna leave 3 troops there. That should be enough to kill them. Okay, so I'm done improving relations with France. So pretty much as soon as this guy gets back, I'm gonna make peace. Like, I can't imagine that I'm gonna take over that much more of their land. Yeah, I really can't imagine that I'm gonna take over that much more. Spain declared war on Inca. So Spain declaring war on Inca means that I'll have another border with Spain when they take over all of Inca. That's fine, I already had a border with Spain. Spain is already my enemy. I don't know how they're expanding so fast. They must have multiple colonial ideas. Of course, they're not expanding on multiple fronts. I'm expanding over here. I took this African province, and I'm also trying to take over all of this, but they are expanding rather rapidly. Oh well. I wanted this to be a peaceful Let's Play. I'm still gonna win. Like I said at the beginning, I might value peace, but don't think for a second that that means that I don't want to win. I do. I play games to win most of the time. So that was the rebels. I thought I said pause. Okay. So what I wanted to do here was take 4 of these troops and send them here. Okay, so as soon as this diplomat gets back, I'm definitely gonna peace, because, like I said, I don't see my taking any more of their provinces. In fact, I'm gonna send these guys back. I don't see myself taking any more of their provinces. They don't seem to have any vassals within themselves, like, oh yeah, they do. In the center, they do. "88 days. We could easily take one of these provinces to bump up the score." Now there is some argument to taking these provinces that I could have a better smack at France, because these guys are never going to give me military access. But if I do manage to make this alliance with France, Spain becomes my enemy. Spain won't ally with me, so that can't happen. Yeah. France is my ally. That's gonna be the plan. Okay. 48 days. Not enough time to run to another province and get back. Awesome. Legitimacy? Eh. Wonder how long I could let this event sit here. I'm gonna go ahead and buy a stability so that I can continue westernizing. Yeah, I wonder how long I can let this event sit here and let my legitimacy drop. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and build it. Guam. Take me to Guam. Okay. I should have a fleet over here. Not that fleet. This fleet. I'll go ahead and send you guys to Guam. Yeah, I'm cutting a little close on the whole money thing. But it's as soon as these colonists arrive, in 90 days and 100 days respectively, that I'll go back to running that big deficit. And by then I should have extorted a couple thousand from these guys. Question is, do I want to give these one more tick? How long until the next tick here? Honestly can't tell. Oh, well, that'll be the last tick I give them. Well, actually, these two provinces are so close to being taken. I'm gonna go ahead and let those two siege out as well. And then I'll send the diplomat. In the meantime, You guys get a vacation to Guam. Hope you like it. Yeah, that is increasing my war score with these guys. A 56% per siege, with sieges happening. Oh, okay. So now we can go ahead and peace them. Money. Give me money. Oh, they'll only give me this much money. Well, 5,883 is probably worth all the shenanigans that I went through to get to this point. I wonder if... Can't get any sort of... I can't force any sort of open borders. Because I'd love to have access through these provinces to France without actually owning them so that France hates me. But now that I have lots of money, once I get these colonists, once they arrive in 53 days and I go to being completely broke. Speaking of which, I was gonna send these guys over to Delaware. I also need to colonize this coast, but Portugal is the biggest threat there. What I was most worried about is France coming in here. Because, like I said, France is supposed to be my friend. Or, well, I'm grooming France to be my friend. Let's see if they'll do an alliance now. No, they're not super far off of doing an alliance. So if I could do anything to increase my diplomatic reputation... I don't know. We'll definitely keep this in mind, the whole alliance with France. I definitely do want an alliance with France. Because they're allied with Portugal, and if Portugal or France declared on me right now, I'd be in a bit of a bind. I guess they're still at war with Spain, but... Spain is... yeah, okay, Spain is about to just take over all of Inca land. That's fine, that'll make everyone hate Spain. I was never going to be able to take this land without serious conflicts anyway. As far as why I'm not conquering this area, well, I'm going to leave these as my vassal permanently. I'm never going to annex Maya. They're always going to be one of my diplomatic relations. Unlike these guys over here, which I am going to annex, and these guys as well. They're going to serve for multiple purposes. One, there'll be a royal marriage I can make, so that I can have increased legitimacy, as you saw. Well, he's okay. Probably won't try to die, though, because that loses me a stability. As you can see, I can't make royal marriages with people who aren't Shinto. And I want to have royal marriages for legitimacy and heir creation. So I need at least one Shinto. So Maya's the best bet because they block this point. If France colonizes all the way up to here, or if anyone else does, I'll still not have a border with them because they'll have a border with Maya and not me. So as far as these territories though, and annexing the Cherokee and the Shawnee, those are definitely on the priorities list. The Cherokee and the Shawnee are a lower priority than the Japanese daimyos, because I do want to swap out of the shogunate. But I'm starting to question whether or not this diplomatic idea is worth it. Having another diplomat is nice, but I'll probably be able to survive with just two. And if I'm going to switch into a feudal monarchy, which is what this event would switch me into, then I probably lose my CB against these guys, even though they're a despotic monarchy. They're still monarchies? Honestly, no clue. So I mean, I might still be able to declare on them. That all being said, if I go into the ideas and really think about it, this CB allows me to do complete annexations, whereas you saw with the CB that I used over there, it didn't let me. I don't think that I'll be able to do complete annexations, and considering that the Ming is no longer existent, what I can do is completely annex all of Shun and release the Ming. See how the Ming have cores on all of these provinces? So if I annex the entirety of the Shun, which would involve getting military access through the Ortath Horde, but if I did do it, or the Zhao, I could do the Zhao, but this is a much bigger prize. If I manage to completely annex them, I can release them as the Ming, and then I won't have any overextension, and eventually I'll get all of them as cores. And when I release them as a vassal, they'll also be Shinto, so they'll be converting all of this Confucian land to Shinto, which is good. So that's the plan for Southeast Asia. Now that the Ming is completely gone, I'm going to try to release the Ming, and do so by taking over all of Shun. But in order to do that, I'm going to need this expansion ideas, CB. I don't think that the diplomatic ideas CB works the same way. Now if I'm wrong, please tell me in the comments, because I'll probably be able to read those comments before I have to make this decision. With that note, I'm going to take a little break. Probably not record another video right after this.